Welcome everybody to the Heroes Era. We're streaming live on Monday night, and we've got Bodhi joining us shortly. He's having a little bit of difficulty
There he comes.
connecting.
Wow.
He is. Let me readjust our pictures here. We just went live. Bodhi, welcome.
Hi. Yeah, Zoom's being real fun. It's done this for the past couple of times now, and I don't know what's the problem.
Give me a moment, and I will reconfigure some pictures here and get you situated here. So, welcome. And like I said, we are live. And we are hosting a giveaway of a book of your choice. And that's going to come in the form of a book from D&D Beyond. And to have a chance at winning this, all you need to do is follow the stream, follow the Instagram, the Twitter, and that's it. Just three things. So easy. Nice. And so easy. On Twitter, it's at the Heroes Era, and on Instagram, we're at @the_Heroes Era, and then here we are on Twitch. So after you do those things, just drop in the chat what book you're interested in winning, and then you will have a better chance than you would probably guess at winning a nice copy of a D&D book of your choice. So without further ado, thank you all for joining us for this game of Dungeons and Dragons. And we're telling a story, but we do not yet know how it will go. The players, the dungeon master, the dice, all of these will have a hand in how the game unfolds. This is the Heroes Era. And tonight we have 3 heroes for the game. We have Eric.
Hey, I'm Jason, playing Eric, human fighter cleric, level 8, dual wielder. Trying to find this stone giant and see what he's up to. See if we can get our buddy out of the stone.
And Silverado.
It's me, Silverado. Bodhi's my real name. I'm a rootin' tootin' wood boy out of his element, just bringing thunder from his wood staff and trying to do cool stuff by repeatedly sliding down a hill.
And Vincent.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm playing Vincent, the fallen Azamar sorcerer, warlock sorcerer, I guess technically. Who's just a super cool guy.
I'm your dungeon master, Raging Sensei, and also currently traveling with the heroes right now is Brother Joffrey, who is
the whole reason we're in this mess.
In a sense. He has gotten you into a bit of a pickle here.
We were trying to go smart about it, but he just kind of threw us in the fire.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we should just let him die.
No, that. But,
we should just let him go. Just you want to go? Okay, go talk to him. Bye.
And maybe he would have come back in an emerald stone.
Nevertheless, the 3 of you did decide to accompany him. Probably, that is probably what has kept him alive this far. And
us?
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough.
Picard absolutely didn't make it this far, so I would imagine. Anyways, last time you guys were accompanying Joffrey, and you find yourself in the foothills of the Svelte Van Gogh mountain, and you were spending the evening beneath a stony enclave, a little rocky nook.
Yes.
As you were laying down for the evening, you were also visited by a kind of a dragon-esque person. He seemed to have an air of authority about him, and demanded to know why you all were there. He also may have given you guys some valuable knowledge. he demanded the whip that you guys, or the flail that you guys had retrieved from the ruby red knoll. And to avoid conflict, you gave that to him. You guys were really in no shape to fight by that point.
I fully plan on hunting him down and getting that back, so we can figure out the magic behind it and use it against these guys. Just if we can later on.
That's on my list as well, is to get a cursed weapon back so we can use it in training, which is probably not a great idea, but I want to do it anyway. But we need something that's cursed, so it's our only one we got.
So far, anyway.
So far. I mean,
Something tells me we're gonna.
I'll pick something up at some point and, have some curse on me that's either funny or horrific. One of the two.
Or both.
Or both.
Yeah, so we got to figure out where we're going from here, because dude said he would turn a blind eye to us, but couldn't say anything for when the next round of guards came through.
Right.
So do we want to try our luck with that, or should we exit the mountain? Because we could probably go out and go back around like we were wanting to. Hopefully the horde of gnolls is not out there anymore.
Yeah, that's right. So he kind of talked us into leaving this cave we're in, right?
Go back the way we came, you say?
That was his yeah,
that's what we sort of told him we would do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we had to give up a cursed flail to do it. I feel like we could just left and slept somewhere in the woods, but we were. I was running pretty low at that point, so I'm okay with the decision. But
yeah, no, we all were.
Yeah,
we were all pretty depleted. I don't know, Joffrey. Is there a way for? Is there another way? Do you know? Outside of this cave that we're in.
Oh well, the ruby red hallway. I've never been there, but that is the main entrance to Ain 2. It should be beyond these strange magma hills.
I mean, you think we can get there from another way other than where we at this cave that we're in, to just kind of appease that dragonborn we were talking to?
Well, to get there, we'll need to hurry through these halls, I suppose. These magical halls that are ever shifting, but did he command us to leave?
He
didn't command us
that, right?
to.
He strongly suggested that we do.
He agreed to ignore us while he was making his rounds. But he also said that he couldn't be held accountable for when the next guy found us.
Well,
So basically, either we keep bribing people with powerful things or money, whatever they want, or we go another way and figure it out from there.
right, double back to the passage, or the ruby red hallway should be in the foothills here. We just have to make it past these magma pixies, but really, I've caused you enough trouble. It's up to you. I thought that we would just hurry forward at daybreak.
Yeah, it's not usually that easy.
No,
No, it has not been.
I got stretch first, and it takes at least a little bit.
Really? We're
It-
looking
how-
at some yoga?
I go very fast, but I gotta do some prep work.
It's so
Like
warm
every
in
morning.
here.
Yeah,
Warm and
it's
damp.
it's kind of like a hot yoga session where like you're just sweating everything out and you're just getting all that stress out from my horrible night terrors that I have if I fall asleep.
I wonder what way Picard went. Do you think that
Yeah.
was the tunnel closed to him or closed behind him?
Unfortunately, we have no idea which way he went.
Probably should have asked.
He must have gone quasi in the right direction. But yeah, we didn't ask him.
All right,
There
we
is
gotta
also
figure
the
out-
matter of an invitation, right? That we need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when I spoke
that's-
to Debussy at Dunlop, he told me that Picard took a formidable force with him through the tunnel. 6 students of Brahms, well trained, well equipped.
Mm.
But
Yeah, but where are they now?
Yeah.
indeed, Picard in the Ruby. The others, probably worse.
So where's this tunnel, Joffrey? Where's this tunnel you're talking about? The Ruby Tunnel. Is that going to be down this cave, or we have to leave go back outside and keep going in the foothills?
Yes, this cave here we are in is just a very small nook. I mean, I don't know if you've looked around much, but there's no way out other than squeezing through this narrow pass here. But the halls here, is that what you speak of?
I guess what I'm asking is, can we get to the Ruby Hall that you're talking about? Can we get there by leaving this cave and going back outside and around?
I don't know that there's an around, but we would continue through these perplexing hallways.
So
Then let's do that.
through here
Okay.
is our path.
All right. We need to try to be sneaky about it, I think.
Forgive me, I wish I had a better plan. I had planned to take the tunnel the entire
Listen.
way, so
Hey, look.
it has thrown us off our course.
I don't know if we've ever had many plans in this group.
We've certainly never had one that didn't go awry.
Yeah, I mean, our plans usually work out okay. You know, the whole thing at the farm and, you know, talking to people. It usually goes all right. But sometimes we just don't have a plan and wing it, you know?
I could see why Picard then was drawn to you. He is a dreamer. Always a lot of help, but yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission sometimes. So let's just carry on the way we were originally headed.
There's that.
If you run into this Dragonborn, so be it, or whatever else he was talking about. You know,
I'm sure
that
there's
too.
a
you know.
reason that he left us alone.
You mean that maybe something more formidable will handle us, or
Perhaps that's he views us as something that he would not so easily defeat. That was one
I'd
of
like
him
to think
and
that too.
Or
many
maybe
of
something
us.
not worth his time. You know, since they're all high and mighty people, they're like, ah, yes, I'm so strong. You
That
are
too.
weak. I don't bother with
Very
you people.
filthy.
Yeah.
In the
So,
river.
Silverado, can
change
you
of
use
robes?
that? Can you use that trick you have, and we can maybe pass a little bit quieter than usual?
Sure. I do a little 2 clap and I pat and then point at Joffrey and wherever Rolo's at, if he's even here, and I give us pass without a trace.
Nice.
Now we
It gives us
sneaky.
+10.
Yes, and no tracks.
Okay. So we should probably start moving.
Yeah, 1 hour. That's all we got.
Okay.
All right.
Before you helpless people get found out.
Should we? I could make 2 of us invisible. I'll tell you what. I could do.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Is-
It wouldn't. I don't know if
Is
that would.
Joffrey in heavy armor?
No, he's just wearing robes.
Okay. Okay.
I might give it to him anyway. I mean, Eric-
Because I'm. Yeah.
he's got
Eric's
stuff
a
to
little
cancel
noisy.
him out.
You know what, actually, guys, I picked up this pair of boots when we were at Dunlop's
Oh,
last.
that's
and
right,
They do
that's
make
right.
me a little bit quieter than usual.
I
Yeah,
forgot about that. Okay.
It has. Those are boots of elven kind you got there, sir.
Something like that.
I don't know why I said sir.
Either.
Yeah, I'm looking at the writing on those. It's not elven writing. You got. I don't know who made that for you, but you got swindled. That's not authentic.
They have the same effect.
I mean, yeah, it does, but you know, when you're going
to
for
design
a
a
high
name.
price, you get that designer on there.
I'm gonna look real close at the logo. These say boots of Alvin kind.
Oh, you got
Oh.
you got Ring of Grammar, dude.
Dang.
Dang.
It was
Oh,
the
well.
chipmunks. It wasn't elves.
As long as they work, it's fine.
Those fey.
Well,
Those
I
fey
hate, to,
chipmunks.
Hey, I'm still quiet, so it's fine.
I hate to take away from another. I've been feeling quite ill. And, not myself. Perhaps it would be best if you could lend me some aid.
Oh, I don't know if this will help. I take some of that Therazessa water I have in a bottle and I give it it to him. I was like, maybe.
Well, I meant with the sneaky passage as you were talking.
Oh well,
about.
you've got it.
Yes.
So
All right.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So we've got an hour past without a trace. Then I will also.
How long does invisibility last?
probably the same.
I think it's an hour. Let me double check.
It's an hour or like 10 minutes or something like that. I would like to say an hour, but
Oh, I don't have it.
oh,
I don't have the duration
Have
in
it
my
queued
spell
up.
description for some reason.
because usually it doesn't happen that you would have to run it out. Something bad
So-
usually happens, or if combat.
I gotta look it up real quick because it's either an hour or 10 minutes, and I don't remember which.
Okay. Well, as you
Yeah,
guys,
an hour. You're good for an hour.
I'll
It is
be
an
right
hour?
back.
Yeah.
as you guys are sliding out
Yeah.
of the
Okay. Add that
cave
on there.
alcove here, steam rises. It is very warm and humid here, as you see here and there kind of glowing magma drifts that then solidify. And as you step out, the hallways look different than they did the night before, now leading perhaps in a slightly different direction, but something is definitely afoot here. And Eric, you recall that when you were looking through your goggles the night before, you did see small creatures moving about, and it almost seemed as though they were playing with the lava. Or
And Joffrey mentioned their tricks, the moving tunnels or something like that. He alluded to.
yes, the Hallmakers.
Well, I'm happy to take the head, guys. Maybe Joffrey can go in the middle if you want.
Yes, my maps, I don't know that they'll be any good, except that we need to go west, and we need to go up in elevation, so...
Well, before Joffrey, why don't you give your map to Eric? Because I'm going to turn you invisible, you and me, and I don't want if the map turns invisible too, that's going to be kind of...
That will defeat the purpose.
Because I'll turn you and all your stuff invisible, so...
Yes.
Do you mind if Eric holds your map since he's going to be taking the lead?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
such
cool.
a hard time seeing out here. It's so blurry, so no problem.
So I'll have Oblivion in my right hand, and I'll have the map out in my left, just to try and keep track of which way we're going.
Okay. And again, these foothills seem to be carved in some strange fashion or guided into existence, and there are streams of water trickling here and there and clashing against small streams of magma, or places where magma kind of surges forth from the wall. And so it is very hot and humid here, and it's quite dangerous. You need to make sure that you don't accidentally step into a lava flow. So please keep an eye out, and can everybody please make like a perception check as you journey forward.
Perception.
And just to bring you back here, Silverado, you guys have just come out of the cave there, and it's very hot, humid, and there's streams of water meeting the different magma, and it's also very dangerous. So I'm asking for perception checks.
16 on my end.
15.
9.
And as you're passing through, you start to see there are choices of different directions to go, but most of these hallways of sorts are kind of converging along the same path. And luckily, you're able to kind of spot a spot where the ground is shifting, and that must be perhaps rock or something with magma underneath. Very dangerous, and Eric and Silverado are able to spot that hazard before.
Wow.
God, I don't know what would happen if you step in a pool of magma.
A lot of fire damage.
Start to sink, and yeah.
And no foot.
Not pretty.
Heat metal.
Heat metal times 1,000, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, as you continue, it is very difficult to see with the steam rising and obscuring your vision and your path. And you come to like a fork in the road here, and it's unclear which way would be best to go.
So as I started to realize how difficult the terrain is and that kind of thing, I'm going to cast enhance ability for wisdom on myself.
Okay, very good.
So that gives me advantage on any wisdom checks for the next hour. Wisdom related or wisdom related skill. So perception. That's where I was thinking.
Okay.
So we have it's forked off into two paths, and we have to decide which way we're going on that.
Yes.
Hey, Vincent, this is your thing.
You're
Mr. Chance. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm going to pull out my coin. And, all right, so dragon, we go left. And I forgot what was on the tail side, but that we go right.
Eggs. And
eggs, that's
roll
right.
a d20, please.
Dragon left, eggs right. Roll a d20. 11.
It's dragons.
Dragons.
We're heading left.
To the left.
Just while we're getting ready, I just want to look and see. I mean, I know probably the terrain is really hard to tell, but maybe I can find if one direction, just to corroborate what Vince doing. One area looks maybe more traveled than in the other direction. That'd be like an investigation, or
Absolutely.
Instead of a straight up coin flip.
And Vincent,
Vincent didn't look too convinced. He was like left.
It was literally the flip of a coin.
Oh, shoot, sorry, I rolled. It's that's an 18. Sorry, I didn't mean to roll advantage for that one.
That's okay. You can
18
always
on my
leave advantage
investigation.
on and just remark that you don't have it if you need to. No worries.
The first one. Yeah, that's cool.
And
so that was an 18 investigation. Sorry.
Sure, no worries. Well, do you have your goggles on?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Because it's dark, right?
It is dark.
Oh, I imagine so.
And steamy.
Yeah, the steam is making it very hard to see. So while it's not dark like night, it's just like what a very foggy night would be like, I guess, or a foggy morning as the light is coming in. So through the fog, you're able to, as you're investigating this fork in the road, you see these creatures kind of dancing about. And they seem to almost be moving in and out of the magma and shaping it one way or another. And you notice several of them perched up above, perhaps 5 meters down the left passage and up on a rocky alcove. They've been guiding this magma, you notice, and you see 3 or 4 of these little magma sprites running along the ridge, and they seem to be guiding some kind of like lava or rock fall, and also looking in your direction. Perhaps they're preparing a trap or something of that sort.
Oh. I'll just kind of pull the guys close for a second. Or I'll just back up to where I have an idea of where Good Joffrey and Vincent are, and just talk to Silverado and just mention that it looks like the left passage, the whatever these things that Joffrey talked about, these sprites, whatever.
Oh, yeah, those.
They're apparently. It looks to me, and I'll try and look at where I'm seeing this. It looks like they might be setting some kind of trap that way for us, or maybe they're even leading us that way. I wonder if it might be wise to go the other direction.
Oh, it is 100%. I don't trust them, and
But does that make it the right way if they're trapping it?
Well, it's the right way either way,
Well, it's the left way, but the right way is...
Oh, the left way? No, I was talking about the right way being the right way. From my viewpoint of hating those things and being the correct way to go because of a trap.
Would be good to steer clear of them.
I think, I think the point Joffrey's making here is that probably what they're trying to keep us from getting to is what's interesting, but I don't know. because they could be hurting us into a
trap
direction because they're kind of obvious about it. Also, sidebar, I need to retcon something. I forgot I was invisible. There's no way I would have seen that coin, so I couldn't have flipped it.
Oh no. Okay.
Right.
That's fair.
We'll just go with what Eric had discerned then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Would the coin become not invisible after you flip it? And it
I
hits
don't
the
know.
ground?
But he also like catches it, to see what it is. So it
I
just.
mean, I
kinda
suppose I
goes
could have
over-
like caught it and like felt it and like I don't know. It's
I
fine.
guess.
Yeah.
That's fine. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
You
It's
mark
okay.
like the
No
size of the coin. You have like a bump in there. It's like, oh, this is dragons.
I should
it's
do
gonna
that.
open up.
I should do
It's
that.
gonna open up
Actually.
some
That's a good idea.
fantastic D&D debate. What can you see on your own person when you're invisible?
You could see other invisible people. I think.
Yeah.
Well,
So
should we
I
then
guess we're
do
gonna
something
go-
about them or just avoid them?
Vincent's talking. If we go there,
I'm gonna look up again and count how many I see.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is there
Yeah.
4?
About 4.
I mean, I'm down to kick some sprite
They're
ass.
they're kind of off in the distance, right?
Yes, they're up on a ledge. They're about 5 meters down this passage, so not too far in the distance. They're just very hard to see in this obscured mist, and you're also in the shadow of these towering, looming halls.
Okay. We're about 15 feet away and up.
Brother Joffrey begins to look about. Well, perhaps what they wanted is for us to tarry here, and I will not be caught unawares.
Joffrey, this is a road you don't want to go down.
All right. So we know we're walking into a trap.
Possibly, it could be literally anything. Here,
Well,
can
I'm
I roll
thinking-
insight?
I'm expecting some sort of false ground or something like that. I'm thinking,
Can I roll an insight check on these sprite things?
Sure.
Because I inherently distrust them. A 14. That's a cool 8.
They are sneaking about in the darkness, trying to remain obscured. Probably up to no good. Brother Joffrey also has texts that he's told you guys about that talk of these things playing malicious jokes on people.
Okay.
Not
Well-
a welcoming party.
So if I was to attack one, guys, am I gonna piss them off, or do you think I'm gonna scare them away?
Oh, you're gonna make them angry, and they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, I don't think we want to start swinging. The question is, do we try to talk our way through there, or do we just go the other direction?
How do you feel about talking to sprites?
It's not gonna be me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was looking in Vincent's direction, but I don't know where he is.
I don't mind talking to him, though. I'm going to lose. I'm going to have wasted another invisibility spell, but that's okay.
Right. Frick. Buggers. I want to just go right.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go right. Let's just go
Okay.
right.
Did it right.
Yeah.
Let's go that way.
Just
confirm,
keep your
the right is to avoid the trap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the right is the right way.
Let's just stay on our toes, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is the trap. Like they were hurting us in this direction.
Guys, you can't.
Sure.
You guys can't think like that. This is how they get to you.
As you continue, there's the steam puddling on the ground, and you hear mostly the sound of your own footsteps, and here and there the pitter-patter of perhaps these small creatures, or perhaps it is just the water dropping. It's hard to be certain. But you do continue for a ways, and you think that you've avoided them, perhaps at least for the time being. But will you all please make for me perception checks?
I will do that. I will guidance myself. I got a 12.
I got 17.
I rolled a 1, so
You have an advantage on perception?
Yeah, I used enhance ability
yeah,
for
yeah,
wisdom,
yeah, yeah.
so I can.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
smart.
I did that on purpose. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Smart man.
Hey, he's learned a few things.
As you continue down the hallway here, and you're consulting the map, trying to get to the ruby red hallway, Eric, again, around you, you start to see these creatures from time to time growing in frequency, and they must be up to something.
Is there more? Do I see more this time?
It's hard to tell because they'll only appear, 1 or 2 at a time.
I don't know if I've seen the same one over and over, or seeing a couple, or
if it's the same one over and over, then they're very quick because they keep appearing on kind of either side of the hallway here.
Cool.
And they are growing in frequency.
I think at this point now, as we're going and as I see them, I'll make sure that they know that I see them.
Okay, how will you do that?
Just a smirk or a wink. Probably a wink.
Okay.
Has an hour passed?
No, I feel like 10, 15, 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
In that range.
Okay.
And I'll carry on, keep looking, because now that as I'm seeing these things flitting and around, I'll kind of have an extra double take on just kind of look whatever sort of hell we're in to prepare for.
Sure. And at this point, Rollo comes down. You hear his leathery wings near you, Eric and Silverado, and he says, "Hey, Vincent, God, these guys are closing in around us."
Yeah, kind of figured that. Okay. As we're going to have either a conversation or a fight very soon.
And will everybody please roll initiative?
Oh! DM just decided for us. I like it.
Oh, I don't want to go first.
Can still talk while in initiative.
Oh, no, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Oh, yeah, I do it all the time.
Ooh, 9er. I'll be going last, though, still.
Wow, I'm barely ahead of you.
I got a 15.
I got a 9.16. And the good man Eric has gotten a 9.1.
That's it. Because you know what Eric rolled? 9.
Yet again.
It's all
right.
over.
The consistency is beautiful.
Yeah. Being in last place all the time.
Hey, man.
So, as Rollo brings you this news, Vincent, it actually kind of brings to light to all of you. You see here and there dim sparks within the mist. Probably these creatures or fresh magma flows, but danger is definitely afoot. Vincent, you do have an opportunity to act here. The walls around you are about 20 feet tall, and they are climbable, but they are very steep. And so you would be essentially climbing a sheer wall here with footholds. Ooh.
I hope that wasn't Joffrey.
I think it was Joffrey's initiative.
Ah, well, then that makes sense.
All right,
Waterman in a lava volcano.
True.
I am going to.
At this point, it would be hard to target any of these creatures specifically.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to drop invisibility. And I'm going to kind of look around at the little critters. and I'm going to put my hands up. I'm going to use my turn to say, we mean no one any harm. We are merely passing through. And we will be out of here very quickly. And it'll be like we were never here.
Will you make a charisma throw, please?
Yes.
Just a charisma check. And can I please have everybody's hit points, too, while we're at it?
Sure. I'm at 66.
69.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bodhi's got more than me right now.
55.
Right now.
That's a high charisma roll.
55 for my charisma roll. So,
That's still
What
a
a
good charisma roll.
I got 55 hit points. My charisma check was a 17.
As you are speaking to these creatures, you see these what look like at first like dim embers suddenly ignite and become illuminated, and they begin to circle you all high on the walls, peering over the edge at you, and they look like bonfires of sorts. They're shedding very bright light, and it makes it hard to see here as the steam in the air become just a brilliant, blinding white as you all are trying to rush through the hallways here. So, Vincent, it seemed like they did not take well to that, despite your smooth delivery.
That went really well, guys.
They didn't like
You
what?
guys are really going to be
light?
good friends, actually.
Yeah.
They didn't like the light, or they didn't like you?
I don't
Probably
think
me.
they like any of us.
Yeah.
And so, Vincent, are you continuing through the hallways here, or?
This sucks. I'm going to try to cautiously just take a couple steps forward and read the room. See if they get like, does the flaming up intensify, or which if it does, I will immediately stop. I'm trying to not antagonize them.
Okay. You'll have to wait a moment to see, I think. If they become anxious, do you have an action prepared? Like if they show maybe hostility or anything like that?
No, because I don't want to show any level of hostility on my end. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And Silverado, you're up.
Seeing Vincent not immediately start blasting, I'm going to take his lead for now. And I'm going to, as well, cautiously move up right next to him. And I'm going to pat him on the back and give him guidance. And I'll basically wait and see what happens sprite-wise. That's my whole turn. I have a +4 to whatever ability check you have or you need to do.
+4 or a D4?
D4.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, damn.
I'm a monk, yeah.
Brother Joffrey is out of sight. Eric, you're up.
Nope, Joffrey's dead.
I just want to think back. Joffrey gave us a little bit of a chat. He had some notes. He talked to us about these sprites a little bit. See if I recall anything regarding their any sort of like a mind control or charms or anything like that they might try and play on us. Was there anything that he told us about that?
Will you make an intelligence check, please?
Sure.
If so, I hope they go for me. I'm the...
I rolled a natural 20. Darn it. So 24.
He had explained that these are essentially tricksters. They're also custodians of the mountain in a way, and they will create illusions to deter people from. It is believed specifically from finding the ruby red hallway, because they also tend to the ruby red hallway. Some of this you recall from your own studies in the past. Some of this was information divulged by Brother Joffrey. Tricksters and dangerous ones at that. Their illusions don't stop at games. They will often try to kill or essentially bury in magma those subjects of their games.
Oh, okay. So in thinking of that stuff and thinking of, I'm going to try and spread out a little bit for my companions, just so that if, some sort of major effect comes at one of us, there's less chance of getting all of us. So I'll just spread it a little bit. And I'll grab one of my my more mundane tridents, just have it in my hand and ready a throw if one comes in, appears hostile against one of my friends. If that makes sense. So I might back up a little bit and then.
Well, Eric, as you back up, the trident within your hand begins to heat, and will you?
I have to drop it.
Yes, it becomes very hot. I'm sorry, I need to find. And Silverado, are you wearing that metal gauntlet?
Oh God, yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And can you guys please make Constitution saving throws?
Oh, not what I had in mind, but
Or if you're able to drop it, you can do that as well. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to.
oh well.
I feel like with your glove, though, you might need to.
My save was 13.
Okay. The heat becomes very intense, Eric, but not enough to really burn your hands or anything like that. It just becomes uncomfortable. Yeah. And Silverado, what did you roll?
Oh, a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
The glove on your hand becomes very, very hot. As you're struggling to take it off.
I'm not trying to take it off.
You're just
I'm leaving it
like a savage.
I'm leaving it on.
It's a monster.
I'm not dropping any of my stuff near a molten lava and lava sprites that are known for being tricksy and malicious. I ain't chancing that. This is arguably my most valuable item.
Damn.
I'm taking the damage. I'm completely fine with it.
Silverado, the glove is scalding your hand. You'll take 15 damage. It's quite painful.
Yeah, I imagine.
Boss move, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
As
I arm wrestled with my hand on fire. It's not that different.
this will give you disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
All right.
And Vincent, I don't believe that you carry any metal weapons or showing anything metal. Am I correct? Or
No. I mean, I have a couple daggers and a crossbow, but they're not. Right. I'm not carrying them.
Gotcha. They're not on physical display or anything like that.
No, I actually intentionally leave them out of display. I keep them on the back of my belt, and then I've got a cloak over them. I intentionally do not show my weapons. The only weapon I would have that would be exposed is I do have a quarterstaff that I never use, but that's wood.
As your metal armaments heat here, causing you pain, anguish, or in Eric's case, just some discomfort.
Annoyance.
Two of these fire creatures begin dancing down the side of the walls here, like like those mountain goats who are able to keep their footing on extremely steep slopes. And you hear a strange high-pitched sound being emitted from them. They're either communicating or singing.
Okay.
And Brother Joffrey says from somewhere amongst you, "Get the hell out of here." And Vincent, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to try something else before we start picking a fight. I'm going to say, of course, I understand that for us to request passage through your tunnels, we should be expected to pay some sort of toll. Now, I'll reach into my pouch, and I have a total of 750 gold worth of gemstones. I'm going to scoop a handful of those out, so probably I'll say I'm going to grab like 25 gold worth, roughly, whatever I scoop out of there. And I'm just going to kind of hold them. Well, is there like a ledge or something nearby? I don't want to like put them on the floor. But is there like a rock or something where I could like set them on?
Yeah, I could picture that.
Okay. All right. So I'll set those there, and I'll say, we're willing to pay for our passage.
Will you make for me a charisma check, please?
Yes, and I have guidance still.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you do.
You can use a skill if you like, if you have diplomacy or
Persuasion or
Persuasion.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only talking proficiency I have is deception.
nice.
So that's all right. So I'll just roll a straight charisma. Come on.
Ooh.
Okay. That's an 18 plus
Slap.
the guidance.
Slap that guidance on.
2 more to give me a solid 20.
Will you make an insight check, please? The flame creatures begin dancing excitedly about.
That was a 4.
Your offering has made some kind of impact on them, though it is hard to discern what. They seem to be becoming dangerously close. It's hard to say whether or not this appeasement or this offer of appeasement has done that. So
I will just step away from the gems and just wait to see what happens.
Silverado, you're up.
If you allow me to, I would like to take my glove off for a brief second, take some cloth, wrap it around wherever my hand was burned, and tie it off and put the glove back on.
A medicine check?
Sure.
Thank you.
To pad the intense heat. Well, I don't know if that was at disadvantage, but it's 11 if it wasn't, or 4 if it was, which was a natural one.
As you're trying to bandage up your hand, from nowhere you feel a tight grasp on your wrist, and Brother Joffrey is there guiding your hand and aiding you in tying this bandage. And so we'll go with the 11 with advantage.
Okay.
I think there might be a miscommunication here too. Joffrey is no longer invisible.
Oh, I apologize.
No, because I dropped invisibility at the beginning of all this.
Oh, so that happens for everybody who it affects, not just
yeah,
you.
because I was concentrating on the spell as a whole. So yeah, he would
okay.
be visible now as well.
Okay, well he's trying to be sneaky, but he's definitely not that sneaky.
Maybe he still thinks he's invisible.
He still thinks
he
he's
doesn't have a
invisible.
lot of experience with it.
I
He's like making
nod,
faces.
to keep it up, I nod generally in his direction, and I put my my glove on as soon as possible.
Okay.
That'll be it.
And
Joffrey's in the back going, woo!
Joffrey clutches still at your wrist, Silverado, and begins tugging you. You should be away from here. You all are crazy.
Can I make an insight check on Joffrey?
Sure. What would you like to discern?
If he's real or an illusion.
Oh. That is wise.
A 10.
Real as the day.
All right.
He seems a little bit frantic and just scared by these things and a little thrown off by perhaps your general tactics, but nothing too out of the ordinary here. It seems like Joffrey. And
it's all right. We got this. It's fine.
Eric, you're up.
I'm gonna move 30 feet in the direction that we're moving, like the direction that we're going.
Okay.
And just kind of doing this thing where I'm always kind of focusing on the ones that we've seen that are kind of descending on us.
Gotcha.
And I've still got a trident out. Since my friends haven't attacked, I'm not going to attack yet, but I'm going to hold an attack in case if one was to come in and attack any one of the four of us.
Okay, will you make a perception check, please?
Sure. Should be that's going to be an 18.
Okay. The fire creatures dance along the ridge, and they are dancing down this steep slope. And Vincent, they come ever closer to you. You feel the heat surging off of them, and they move quickly to where you put these gemstones, and the gemstones are gone as soon as the creature covers it, and the creature backs slowly, and fire seems to dance between this creature and the one next to it, and they are chattering excitedly, but you're having a very hard time understanding what they're saying, speaking some foreign language to you, a language that is foreign to you. And Vincent, it is your turn. And as we come to you, some of these other creatures are still dancing along the top of the ridge here. They do seem to be perhaps waiting for something. The gems? They have what they want. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to cautiously start to move forward behind Eric.
Cool.
And just kind of keeping my head on a swivel, see if any others approach us or anything.
Okay. Vincent, as you continue forward to Eric, the two that you move away from begin to conflagrate further, the fire jumping between them, and they seem agitated, but with each other, and they move against each other, and you see the handful of gems that you have gifted them scattered across the ground at their feet as they seem to be arguing in a dispute over these.
Interesting.
Let's hightail it.
Yeah. How are the other ones around reacting? Are they?
Will you make an insight check, please?
Sure.
They do seem to be becoming more and more agitated.
10.
Some of them seem to be lingering near the spot where you deposited these gems, perhaps beginning to move against these two who have the gemstones. Others, though, still seem fixated on you, and their numbers do continue to grow here. Perhaps that there are a half dozen now.
Okay.
So they're increasing in number.
Yes, I would put two of them as in a dispute over the gemstones, and then two of them circling back, watching those, and then probably two more focused on you is what you're able to kind of pinpoint, or would be your best guesstimate.
Okay, I'm gonna keep walking, but I'm also gonna reaching in the bag. If I'm reading, hopefully I'm reading the situation right. I'm going to reach back to my bag and I'll pull out another 50 gold worth of gems. And I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to like scatter them.
Oh, brilliant.
Just toss them like over Joffrey and Silverado's head and just like down the hall.
Like you're throwing jacks or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
But like I want to make like a large gesture of it. So I want to make sure that all of them either see me throwing it or see the gems going through the air. Like I want it to be a big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Very
as
cool.
you do this, the gems.
And I'm going to also cast Minor Illusion as I do so to make it look like more gems than what I threw.
Awesome. And as you do this, there's a veritable rainbow of gemstones here cast through the dark chasm and through the mist. And when that happens, these magma creatures leap off of the edge of the hallways, diving towards these gemstones. And as they land, they begin to fight each other over them fervently. Silverado, you're up.
I look at Vincent and I give a very, very enthusiastic double thumbs up, and I move on along with them, and I bring Joffrey with me. Like, all right, everybody, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
And this distraction is enough to break initiative here as about a dozen more of these magma creatures pour over the walls and seek to consume or gather these riches that are being distributed here. And you all rush forward, and will you all, as you're rushing through this thick mist, will you just please make some athletics checks as you're rushing forward?
Bye, my favorite.
I'm so athletic.
Hell yes. Ah,
I got 20.
yeah.
One skill I'm actually good at.
Well, I rolled a 14, but with my modifier, that is a 14.
14.
I rolled a
Nice.
I got a 5, everybody. Man, even Joffrey's better at running than me. This is bad.
Joffrey and Silverado, as you guys are rushing through the hallway here, you're just having a hard time seeing, and you're getting tripped up on little ridges that have been created by hardened magma, and you're gonna just take a little bit of damage here as you're tousled about. Catch one pretty good on the noggin.
Oh, I just
going through these
bonk
hallways
myself.
here. Take 2 damage.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
And you hear these creatures screeching in a high-pitched manner, and the noise stays distant as you all continue forward. This diversion seems to have been to great effect.
I'm also trying
Good job,
to
Vincent.
commit
Heads
this.
Everybody's greedy.
Yeah, I'm trying to commit this route we're taking to memory, trying to remember landmarks and all that, but it's probably not going to go over well because I can't remember. Silverado can't remember very well. He's not the greatest at that, but he's going to try.
Oh, we should leave some markings as we go.
I got
So I have a chisel.
I got
Don't have anything for stoneworking.
I got
Got
jewelry
it. I'll put a hand on the wall and cast mending to well, no, that won't really work.
I can make gashes with my pick as we go through.
Yeah, that'll do it.
A
Yeah.
pick? Oh, brilliant. A chisel. How silly.
Yeah, I'll take out one of my daggers and just sort of like just dig into the wall here and there.
And the purpose is so we can mark where we've
Our pathway,
gone, so we
yeah.
know how to get back home.
Yeah.
Find the way out.
Fair enough. Yep.
Vincent, why'd you carve out a heart?
Dude, shut up.
Hey,
From what I've read, we will begin to see a slight reddish hue, like purple red, not the orange of magma. And perhaps there in the distance we will find the ruby red hallway. But of course there is no map of this place, as these halls are ever changing. You
Right.
see the map, it says, and he points over your shoulder, Eric, just westward here, so we should be there soon, or we've made a foul turn. And of course, here all of the large pillars and hallways are blocking Shoggothleys from time to time, so it's hard to keep a good sense of the time or direction.
Right on. Okay.
So, will you all please make intelligence checks?
if you want.
14. It's Silverado rolling 18. And you guys, here we go.
16. Wow.
There you go.
Huh.
The guy with the biggest modifier gets the lowest roll. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm smart for once.
As you are looking at the various documents that Joffrey has, you notice a landmark moving in and out of the steam. A large pillar with the shape of the head of a dragon on it.
Hey, Joffrey, what's that?
Is that it? And there is a purplish glow from beneath it.
That seems like what we're looking for, right?
Nah, we gotta go back.
Purplish glow.
Nah, gotta go back.
Yeah.
Gotta go back.
Oh yeah. You don't go through a dungeon and not fully explore it. That's improper etiquette. You gotta look through all of it. You gotta loot
Where are we going? Where are you going back to?
back through the, look, don't let
Let's go forward instead.
we're going forward. Don't worry about it.
We'll come back to that. We'll revisit that.
Yeah. I hope we don't, but yes.
So there's a pillar with a dragon
Look
carved
at
on
that
it?
carving, yes. And it does loom in the distance, but disappears amidst the steam. And this must be the location that you have been seeking, the ruby red hallway. It is a little bit of a climb here, but again, you have left the hallmakers behind you, so any kind of tricks or pranks that they would be playing on you, you will not have to deal with at this point.
Nice.
The terrain is not easy to traverse, but without any impending threat from those magma creatures, you all are able to scale this, what has become the mountain itself. And this is Mount Sveldvango. It stands tall, dark, and ominous, and quite steep. And so the way up is a stairway built into the steep incline of this dark magma rock that has been shaped and reshaped over time. And when you reach the top of the staircase, there is the pillar that you had seen before you. From beneath, it doesn't look like a dragon. It appears just as any other stone. Perhaps you're at just the right angle at the right time to catch it. But before you is a hallway that glows a deep red, almost a purple or violet color.
Detect magic.
You detect an enchantment spell, and you detect the same kind of magic that was on the ruby red sculpture of, or piece of art of Picard.
Yeah, this is the place. There's that same type of magical feel that we had. Yeah.
Cool. So I guess the dragon is the mountain and alive, and they took some stuff from it and shoved Picard in there.
Oh, that would be terrible. And Vincent, you recognize that there are several instances actually on the path ahead of you that are radiating this magical essence.
There's a lot of magic in this hallway.
Okay. Here's the game plan, everybody. I'll go first. Eric will be right behind me. And you're right there, Vincent, and Jopper will be right behind you. If any weird charm stuff or weird things happen, it'll happen to me, and you can get me out of it, or I can get myself out of it. But
you're pretty good against being charmed and stuff, right?
yeah, it doesn't happen to me at all. It can't happen.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it can, but
keep an eye out for like any traps or anything up there too.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
I guess that's obvious, but
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these gems like Picard. Like I'm wondering if maybe it's his companions are encased in other ones. Is it that case? Is that the case, or they're just?
You'll have to find out.
I guess so. Yeah.
So then you venture forth into the hallway, and the hallway is adorned with detailed stonework, intricate carvings of a band of knoll hunters chasing down a wounded dragon who is breathing fire. There are beautiful, vibrant colors that highlight the details that have been painted over again and again through the ages. Ahead in the tunnel is a haunting red glow where there are no torches on the wall. There's some kind of hallway or an alcove that branches off to the right. And the light seems to be more vibrant coming from that direction. As you come around the corner, Silverado, you're in the lead.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
You turn the corner here carefully. Are you all moving with stealth?
I imagine so. Is an hour up from when I hit pass it out of trace?
No.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Very cool.
So will you roll stealth?
Yes, I will roll stealth. That's a 21.
28.
Come on, boot man.
17.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Thank God. Or thank Dunesmere. I put that up.
Quiet down, Eric.
Jeez.
If I wasn't in my armor, I'd have advantage.
You clanky clink, man. Come on.
Silverado, as you round the corner, suddenly before you, there's a large red dragon looming. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
All right, then. Unexpected, but sure. A wisdom save. As a 13. I'm dead.
You begin to feel yourself engulfed in flame. Please roll initiative.
All right. Either I'm going crazy or I'm fighting a red dragon. You guys have fun.
Is it all of us or just it's all of us? Yeah, okay.
I assumed. I'm sorry.
Oh, 15.
I got a 4.
Silverado, you can act. A large red dragon looms before you, its head reared back, poised to strike.
All right. I'm engulfed in flames currently.
Yes, you feel the fire licking your skin.
But no damage.
What?
I'm engulfed in flames, but I'm not taking any damage from it. Peculiar.
You feel great. Perhaps overtaken by these flames before you're able to recognize that.
So like I don't feel pain immediately.
Perhaps the surprise is what has taken you here.
Well, I'm just going to say, red dragon, and I will move forward right in its maw and just kind of take my staff out and try to smack it in the face.
Oh, we're just going right for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I have a theory, and if this theory is wrong, I'm so very sorry. A 19?
The staff resonates with your hand. It feels like you got a good strike against this dragon. And Eric, you watch as Silverado darts around the corner, swinging his staff violently.
We don't see anything.
That is what you see.
Okay.
You have not seen the fire as he has.
I am glad. Well, I've gone insane, so that's me. It's
What do you do, Eric?
It's you, Eric.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Your friend has gone insane and is
So
swinging at the air.
so I step out to try and see what Silverado is swinging at.
Red dragon,
Silverado.
red dragon.
Silverado, there's nothing there, man. There's nothing there.
You're a wisdom saving throw,
fine.
please, Eric.
Sure.
We're gonna be fighting air, all three of us.
Me.
You still have advantage, thankfully.
That can't be right. Oh, I guess it is 10.
Well, as you're rushing to console Silverado, you turn the corner and suddenly you see a red dragon rearing its head back, and the dragon breathes fire at you. The fire engulfs you and surrounds you. You're in great agony. You can still act. You've taken your movement. Or you've taken part of your movement because Silverado is in the lead. So as you come around the corner here to join him, that is what you see. I'm not sure how you would react.
I'm not sure either. Vincent, there's a dragon around here, dude. Careful. We're all engulfed in flames. Like, just be careful when you come around the corner. If you come around the corner, there's a dragon here. Silverado's going.
Red dragon.
And I'll attack it. I'll attack it with my Oblivion, my right hand, and with my can opener in the left hand.
Okay.
Hope I didn't mean to roll with advantage. The first attack is a 14 to hit.
Okay. And that's with Oblivion.
That's with a Warhammer. Yeah, Magic Warhammer.
Now, you feel it strike a hard object, the dragon, right on the shoulder. And with your pick, that also connect. You have advantage with that?
No, I didn't have advantage. Sorry, no.
Oh, okay.
Second attack is with my Warhammer again. That's going to be 29 to hit.
Okay. As you lay into the dragon here, you feel as though you connect with a solid hit and deal some damage.
Wow.
Oh, you can roll damage as you want.
13 bludgeoning damage.
You,
If it makes you more immersed, I'm all for it.
He said I did damage. I roll damage if you do it.
There you go.
and then Vincent, it is your turn.
Well, I'm going to hear. I heard what Eric said, and I hear him and Silverado
Red Dragon.
Yelling and swinging weapons and stuff. So I'm going to come charging around the corner with with an Eldritch Blast charged up, ready to unleash it.
Will you make?
I guess I got to make my Wisdom save first, right?
Yes, please.
Come on.
Today the crew goes insane.
15. As you turn the corner, you see Silverado swinging his staff at this large ruby fixed in place. Within it is indeed a red dragon, but this is a work of art similar to the one delivered to you at Dunlop, similar to the gem that Picard is trapped in. And Eric has just struck it with his warhammer, and you see a crack has formed beneath the hammer as Eric has struck this large ruby. And that is what you see.
I am gonna go try. I'm gonna go try to grapple Eric.
Okay.
In which the gang unleashes a
I'm
red.
just gonna run, like just straight up try to tackle, just football style, just charge
Love
right
it.
in and just
Sure.
Love it.
just no.
Eric, well, I believe next would be Silverado in initiative.
Yeah.
So, Vincent, you are able to get up and get your hands on Eric. You know, he's not there to fight you, so you're able to like restrain him a little bit and perhaps get some sense into him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch him and kind of push him in between because he's got the magic hammer that can break,
can
magic
destroy.
things.
That
I'm
is
trying to
built
get
for
his-
that purpose.
Like stop and like trying to hold the hammer. Just like we stop. It's not there. There is no dragon. This is not you guys. This is not real. This is not real.
There's
Right there,
one right
man.
there. What are you talking about?
There. I just connected solid. I felt it.
And I'm holding Eric, but I'm like turning and yelling at Silverado too. And I'm like, stop. Everybody chill out.
I've never stabbed a dragon before.
Trust me. Stop it.
It's true.
And as Vincent
Silverado.
comes around the corner and enlightens you all, you are able to snap out of it. There is no fire around you. There is a dragon, though. But again, it is encased in this ruby, and its head does shift from side to side as you move about it. But yes, Vincent is correct. This is some kind of illusion or trick.
Yes. I knew that all along. I
want to try to
right before stabbing it, and I put away my my throwing knife.
Can I try to cast mending on the crack?
Good idea. Yes.
Does it work?
And as you focus, the ruby seems to melt itself together and form again, and you have successfully repaired the work of art of Crinbar.
How big is this ruby?
Crap, did I do that?
You did. For what it's worth, it was a heck of a swing.
That was a good swing.
Apparently. Mental note. There's a dragon and a ruby. Gotcha.
God, I almost didn't take mending as a cantrip. I almost didn't take it, but it's come in handy multiple times.
Times.
Yeah. Broken gifts, cracked, very dangerous rubies.
Incorrect.
If we're gonna get this thing out of this
things
ruby, we're gonna do it
carved
under
into-
control, right?
What,
Yeah,
get
I
the
don't-
dragon out of the ruby?
I'm not saying now, but you never know.
I was thinking of just rolling the ruby into like a bag of holding if it's small enough. If we
Oh,
can do
look
that.
look here. It says, and there's a little placard as would be displayed on a statue or work of art that reads, "Here is Turlo Floas, Eternal Fire by Crinbar." You want
So
to
is it
take
an
this with us?
Is it an actual like red dragon, or is it just like magic stuff?
The ruby before you is 15 feet tall, and it appears to have something encased in it that it bears every resemblance to a real dragon. You guys have been up close and personal with two yourselves, or Silverado with one especially.
Yeah, very intimate.
Close and very
And-
personal.
As you examine the work of art, or whatever this thing is, the dragon head does seem to recoil when you're in a certain position or turn, much like the hologram that Picard was.
Right on. Thanks, guys. So I'm gonna get now that we're kind of once we're on with that snap too. I want to have a look around, get a lay of the land, see where we, get a bearing on where we could be going, or there's more.
Yes.
Kind of get a sense of where.
Yes, the hallway is long, but there seems to be one way to go, and the stone is well worked. Again, there are various pieces of art, and they seem to have been done by many different artists. All these are done in different styles, and as you continue down this hall, there is indeed, one way to go here. You come upon another alcove, and what must be another of Crinbar's works, a fierce ape-like creature with 4 arms, cast in a ruby stone, and it lunges at you as you pass, much in the same way that the dragon played its trick.
Oh, this one's cute. You want to let this one out? We could adopt one.
I have tools for working magic gems. I could go at this for a while, and
Oh, we weren't going to be able to do anything with Picard. I doubt we'll be able to do anything with these ones.
No, there's a difference. We didn't want to do anything with Picard.
Good point. Actually,
that's a really good point. If we see something in one of these stones that doesn't look like a horrifically dangerous monster,
we could just try.
Maybe we smash it and see what happens.
Yeah.
But
there
something we don't care if it dies. Probably, I'd hate to.
Like a cat.
The main reason we didn't try
like
with Picard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like an experiment. And then if the creature just pops out, then we just go home and we break Picard out.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't even have to deal with any of this.
Another display has 3 orcs with weapons drawn. They have a fierce but distant look in their eyes as they pivot to follow you with their heads.
Okay, so that's our best option.
So far this is number 1. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's
keeping in mind. We don't. I mean, I don't usually have a problem with this, but I may not want to piss off Crinbar by breaking one of his works of art.
It might not be wise to break his art.
I don't usually have that level of restraint, but
if this doesn't work out at all and we don't get any information, we always can try this. This is Plan B.
Yeah, is. I'm not saying let's go swinging.
Totally.
I'm the last one to start saying let's go smashing things. I'm usually pulling you guys
first.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's an option.
Those
the last time I tried to smash something, we didn't know what was going to happen. We wound up inside the Chaos Stone fighting that. What was it called? Melchizedek.
Yeah.
So
something like that. I don't know. I don't even. Who's that? What? Anyway, what's this one over here have?
Yeah.
Vincent, I never told you, but when you were there beneath Dalrin Caillou, I knew that you carried the stone. Do you remember that, Eric? I told you.
I do recall, yeah.
I told you I was certain.
You didn't know that. No, Vincent's too sly for that.
It all worked out in the end, Joffrey, as I said it would.
For some reason I trusted you.
Joffrey, I was a much different fellow back then.
Yeah,
a lot has changed.
Involved in a huge smuggling ring. He was connected with criminal networks across.
Silverado's not that different.
He changed the part in his hair. He parts it a different way now.
Yeah. It got burned off.
As I nervously pull the hair over my scar again. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Now
he just gambles now. It's just what he does.
Yeah. To be fair, I did that before. I just did other things too.
You're doing it better now.
So we keep walking along. So currently our best option is orcs. 3 armed orcs.
We're going to break the stone.
Not now.
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying, as a backup plan.
Experiment to see what would happen.
We could try to parlay with Crinbar first, I suppose, or
we could try the city. We could try and buy or get artwork from him, and then do that.
Might not be bad to test it on this ape creature, though.
You think
abomination?
You want an abomination versus 3 orcs?
Well, I'm thinking if we save the 3 orcs,
orcs.
they're probably stuck in these gems forever, right? So we'll actually have been saving them, liberating them.
I waved to the orcs in the orb. Did I do anything?
They glare back with a distant look in their eye.
Okay, I put my palm and I slap it a couple of times, like tapping glass on an aquarium.
After Silverado's, I'll walk up to the orcs and go, "You wait here. We'll be back."
They can't understand. I've already tried that with Picard. It doesn't work.
And then we keep going. That was kind of a joke. Wait here. They can't go anywhere. Right? Where else are they going to go?
Big heart, you. Thumbs up.
We're on your team.
Yeah.
That's right.
You and I, buddies.
There you go. And then we keep walking along.
Yeah, we gotta learn sign language.
For some reason, I'm getting flashbacks. You guys ever see Trains, Planes, and Automobiles?
No.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene where they're going the wrong way on the road, and there's another person driving beside them. They're mouthing at them. You're going the wrong way. Anyways, you're going to kill somebody. Anyways, I don't know why that came in. Yeah, let's keep rocking.
Movie.
It's a good one.
So we should take this passage. It will take us for some time. I don't know how long it will be adorned with this art, so to speak, but it may take the better part of a day to get to Ain 2. It's very deep.
All right, well, let's keep moving then.
We're here. We came this far.
Keep 'em moving.
And the hallway is dark and quiet. The light is supplied, of course, by these various works of Krinbar. But after some time, there are no more of these, and the hallways become dark. Brother Joffrey would cast light unless somebody else has done so.
I probably
Do any of
can all
us know
see.
that?
yeah. I think we can all see in the dark.
Yeah.
Joffrey,
Eric's
can you see in the dark?
Joffrey's good in the dark too.
Yeah, we're all good.
That's
That's why I bought those goggles, guys.
Scratch that.
But I would like to keep just as kind of similar to what we did when we got to the fork in the road. It seemed like there's a lot of traffic, a lot of footprints or markings. I mean, it's stone. We may not be able to tell. If it's dusty or dirty, we might be able to get a better sense. I'm just trying to sense,
Right.
if we're seeing there's a lot of tracks in the area and maybe what kind or
Make an
how big.
investigation check, please.
Sure.
Oh, he's smart. He's got this. No way he doesn't have it. Okay.
Oh,
I
sorry. That's going to be a 5. I rolled an actual one.
This is 100% your fault, Bodhi.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You totally jinxed it.
You don't find
What?
any discernible clues.
All
take a
right.
look.
We'll just carry on. Keep on keeping on.
Just take lucky next time. This won't happen.
Just be a halfling. And then
Yeah.
you're fine.
Just change your race to halfling right now, and you'll be okay.
As
You
you
guys
can,
trying to change me?
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
you're lucky.
Therapy.
so Brother Joffrey, as you all continue down the hall, he begins to explain to you some of the things that he knows about Ain 2, and he tells you of Ain 2 Brog. He says that when the volcano erupts, Ain 2 Brog, guardian of the city, enacts the falling waters that harden to form a shell of earth and rock around the city. The lava surges around and over the city before being directed out of the northwest. It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
the
I
lava
hope that
flows
it-
out of the northwest.
Yes, I hope it doesn't happen when we're there, but anyways, that is who we will be meeting, the Ain 2 Brog,
Whoa.
guardian of the city. A wise meeting, Vincent.
Whoa.
Absolutely.
Look,
That is all. I mean,
calm down there, Joffrey. All right, I got plenty of years on me. I don't need to be doing that yet.
yes.
Whatever we gotta do to save the world, man. I'll take one for the team. It's fine.
Picard,
He is.
he owes us big time after this. You know what
I missed
Vincent
something.
did for
Ain
you?
2 Brog does not enjoy the company of others. He is a solitary, wise, patient stone giant. He delights in the energy of the mountain and nothing else.
He's done
Do
with
you
the
hear
earth,
me?
huh? Man, this guy gets better every time I hear about him.
And so you continue your journey into the earth, and it begins to grow even warmer, but the air begins to dry. You're leaving the steam behind you, and there's the red glow before you. And Brother Joffrey says it must be the river of fire. Ain 2 Brog guards the river of fire. He extends the bridge of water only to those who have been invited.
So this is the part where we need that invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, were you going to do something about that?
Jabri, do you have any? I know you've done a lot of research.
Right, I've been
on this
reading about the
stuff.
school a lot.
Do you know what the invitations look like, or have you seen an invitation, or like an example of one, or
I know that only a professor can invite a student. Krimbar is a professor. Trying to see if I can remember any others. I think the Ain Tuberog is a professor technically, but not in practice.
well, I'm pretty sure he would remember if he invited us or not, so that wouldn't really work.
Of course.
Okay. I was kind of hoping not to do it from Krimbar directly because that seems.
Oh,
Because here's
you go ahead. I got a great idea afterwards.
okay. This hasn't come up yet, but I do happen to have a forgery kit, which I also happen to be proficient in.
Told you it was a smuggler.
Listen, man, I did what I needed to do. Okay. I don't use it as much anymore, as you guys know. You've never
We've all
seen
been
me
there,
use it
Vincent.
before,
You don't need to make excuses.
listen, I'm not making excuses. I am who I am. I've done some things, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so have I. Believe me, I'm there with you.
I am more encouraged by it. Believe me.
But but I don't want to. I don't know if they have like a particular format, And I have no idea what Krimbar's signature looks like.
Silverado, what is it?
What you got, Silverado?
We could try. I have two ideas. One probably more a better idea than the other. The worst idea, right? Get this, is that I'm the student since I know how to work jewels. Vincent's my handler because he'll handle the conversations for me. Eric's the bodyguard.
Right.
And Joffrey, do you know how to work jewels or anything like that?
I could
do
be
you have
your sponsor.
sponsor? There we go. Easy. Team, we all get in because you're all connected to me. Easy peasy.
I think I'm the most educated. No offense, just for when it comes down to it.
I'd be willing to bet that, Jopper. Yep.
Vincent, do you have any area of expertise when it comes to knowledge of history or arts?
Aren't you like 400 years old?
Me?
400?
Yeah.
No, I'm like 28.
Not I was going to say.
Yeah, no, I unfortunately I'm not so great in the book learning.
It's the book learning. I see. Okay, well, then I should be the sponsor, and then we all have our roles.
I guess.
That was the worst idea. What is the best idea?
Invitation, right? Doesn't have to be formal. Doesn't have to be written. Just an invitation. We can either lie and say it was a vocal invitation, or we just say, "Hey, we got this piece of art. They said it was an invitation, so we came to the city. Here we are. Our invitation."
That's kind of what I was thinking, Silverado. We could just say that the ruby that we were sent was an invitation.
Was an invitation,
or we took it as an invitation.
Yeah, I mean, it was a threat, but you could take an invitation to go talk and stuff. So
one man's threat is another man's invitation.
If it was not an invitation, what was it? Well, a threat, obviously. An invitation for violence.
Invitation for trouble.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, that's honestly our best option because the whole forgery kit thing is not going to work because I don't know what to make it look like.
I mean, I didn't want to speak for this creature, but couldn't it go find out something about this? I mean,
hey, wait a minute. He has a name, and some sweet duds.
He's a devil, Silverado.
He's
a conniving devil. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a vial of your blood somewhere.
I would be okay if he did.
Would you?
He is an imp who is on this.
Devil.
He is an imp who is on this plane of existence because he fears going back because he has been taking my side in a lot of confrontations that
Could have gone not great.
his higher ups didn't want him to be on my side. So there's a reason he's still here.
So
Yeah,
you think
there's a reason he
imps can be
sticks around.
most tricksy.
Yes. I know
Okay.
they can.
Counterpoint.
No, they can. You know what?
I
It's
mean,
fine.
no
it's fine.
offense,
It's fine.
Master Vincent. Forgive me. I do not wish to judge the company that you keep.
We
I'm a
can have
stalwart
this.
individual.
We can have this conversation another time.
I've held on to literal demon blood and has threatened to use it multiple times for things that are way more malevolent than whatever this supposed imp would do. So
Well,
why
your
am I
idea of
different?
a good time is cursing my students, so...
Yes, through black magic and necromancy. I know.
Okay, so listen, we're all terrible. That's
Yeah.
fine. Let's just move on. All right.
Forgive me,
So
I did
honestly,
not mean to give that impression, Master
Look,
Vincent.
I'd love
No,
to have this
it's okay.
philosophy debate later. This is great.
yeah, we could
Well,
definitely
what I
revisit
meant
this.
is, Rolo, isn't he good at being sneaky and he can fly and all that, little guy.
That is true. He is very good at that sort of thing. Actually, that's a good point.
I mean, he's...
I'm kind of look around for a sec.
Remember the
Rolo,
bell.
you around here, buddy?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
I'm here.
I didn't want to blow it if I didn't need to.
Simple me.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Yep.
Rolo. Rolo, it's okay,
The
Rolo.
despicable Rolo.
No, Rolo. Hey, look, Rolo. It's all right.
Yeah, no, I know. You guys, we're cool. Yeah. What's up,
Yeah.
Vincent?
I was wondering if you could do a little information gathering for us.
Of course.
If
For
you
you,
could, if you don't mind
Vincent.
flying up ahead. Yeah, for me. I'm the one asking you to do it. I'm the one who's on the line if it doesn't happen. Well, amongst all of us, but if you could maybe check out over where this what was it, Etubrog? See what he's got going on. See if you could see kind of like get a feel for like the whole vibe of the place. Is there a lot of people going in and out? Is there?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check the
just
place
kinda,
out.
Yeah, just give us a quick scope and let us know what's going on.
Give us a quick vibe check.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
real quick.
And I'm gonna peek through while you're doing it too.
Nice.
So,
Hey, Eric.
as you enter the mind of Rolo, he flies down the ruby red hallway, and there is the opening of the hallway before you glows. There's lava beyond, and when he comes through the hallway opening, there is a river of fire in a circle, and much like Dalrin Caillou that was carved into the belly of the mountain, here the mountain is hollowed out, and you see across the river of fire a shell of sorts made of rock, like its own building in the middle of this river, with parts of the walls melted away, and then there are flats of rock jutting out onto the river of magma, so that there is one singular island in the center of this volcano. And as he leaves the hallway, there's a stone giant to the left holding a large, long metal rod and sleeping. And Rolo flies over the river of fire, and below him the lava seems to be warm and steaming around the edges of the city, and as he gets closer, you see that down the walls, the rock walls of this city, is water trickling to the lava, and some kind of balance is found, so that this island can exist amidst the river of lava that encircles it, the water cooling the magma enough for this settlement to have been built and to exist upon it. And what you see beyond the walls is several large buildings and a main street. And on the main street there appears to be a downtown section a couple of pubs and an inn, and many shop fronts that look like they have been abandoned or fallen to ruin. And you also see a large span of rocky terrain, just flat ground, with beautiful, intricate designs carved into the floor. And it seems to be a campus of sorts. What you've heard that a college might look like. There are several large buildings, and they seem to be arranged around a square. As Rollo flies around, you see in one building a class assembled, taking a lecture from a dwarf, and the other buildings are mostly vacant. There are a small number of people milling about. You see some stone giants sitting about the city. There seem to probably be 150 to 200 people here. And that would be a basic lay of the land that Rollo, can see at first glance here.
So, and I explain that to everybody, of course, as I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I can go learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna telepathically to Rollo. I'm gonna say, just on your way out, kind of do a swoop around that sleeping stone giant. See if you see what if he's got any sort of equipment. If there's any is there a list of who's invited in? Just any discernible information around him that might help us out.
As Rollo comes back and passes this stone giant, the stone giant is simply hunched over with a large fur loincloth, and he sits hunched on this large metal rod like it's a staff, and he sleeps there.
Okay. And about how far was the river of fire that separates the city and where the stone giant is? How wide is that stretch?
The river of fire is about 60 feet wide.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
I have a solution to that. If we don't find a bridge, I don't know how quiet is going to be, but we can get over it for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if it's any good if we make a spectacle of our arrival, but...
Oh, it would be a spectacle, all right. But, it may be our only option, so...
Well, what is your idea, Silverado? It doesn't
You ever
need to
seen-
be a secret.
You ever seen a horrifying fly horse thing?
Oh.
Yeah, that's... I have one of those.
Oh.
Yes, I know, right? It's great.
Foul beast.
Mm-hmm. I love him to death. I named him Roach.
Nice. It wouldn't be a huge spectacle, I don't think, would it?
I mean, it would be horrifying to see type of spectacle. I don't know if it exactly has bug wings, but
Can it carry all four of us?
I haven't tried it out yet. I can carry 3 children.
I will not ride that thing, but...
You'll not ride that
I would
thing?
sooner speak to the Aintubrog.
You
could be on a horse fly with you, Silverado.
Look, it doesn't have to be with me. You could just be on the horse. I can tell it to go over, and we can ferry people.
Well, maybe, okay.
The closest thing I've got is I could take myself halfway across and then die in the fire.
I have Dimension Door. I could take one other person all the way across, potentially even into the school if I can see it. Depends on how far away it is.
Could you be invisible while you did it?
Yeah, it shouldn't matter what state I look like. As long as I'm physically capable of seeing the location, that's 500 feet away.
I could cast invisibility on you and another person.
Yeah, I mean, what about you or whoever's get left behind?
What do we do when we get to the city? We wish to speak with Krinbar, so are we sneaking in to speak with him then?
We might just hang out at a pub and give it a day or so and then go talk to him.
I mean, I assume he lectures. He has so many fans. I don't know.
Yeah, we could gather information first, see how things are around town, and see if anybody was in our position once, things like that, how they got invitations. So if we do get kicked out, we can go and get some actual ones.
Now, the first step would be getting to the island.
Well, I
Seems
mean,
like
I
we
have
can get
option.
there.
I got option A and I got an option B. And option B will take at least 2 days.
Or we could. We could go try to talk with the Interbrog, and I could, before he wakes up, I could throw a hex spell on him, and I could make him a little less wise than he is, make it a little harder for him to discern whether or not we were telling the truth.
Well, it might not hurt to speak with him.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
Especially if we can walk up to him while he's asleep, I can cast it while he's sleeping before we wake him up, so he doesn't realize that it's been cast on him.
Or
Oh.
how about this hot take? We don't wake him up
Yeah, but then how do we
Slay
get
him?
across, though?
with my horrifying bug horse.
I mean, we could probably take on one giant.
Well, we've done it before,
Oh yeah, we could totally take him on.
There's no doubt we could kill him, but
Ooh, I could enlarge you, and you could shove him into the lava.
Or rumble.
I could become large on with you. We could both bull rush him.
Ooh.
I can make the other two of you large. We got 3 big old dudes.
Manhandling a stone giant.
Just shove them into the lava. Just knock them right in.
The ancient
it's over
guardian
like
of the
that.
city we just destroy like that?
Listen,
Perhaps there's a better way.
Look, it'll
No.
go down in legend at least,
Yeah, I feel like that's a. I feel like that's
that is
And
a
here's-
last resort.
I'd say that would be
here's the-
invitation worthy right there.
the disadvantage to that is that's going to make a big spectacle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody might notice that.
and
Maybe
the
we
odds
should
of us
just try
getting
to
in
talk to
after,
him.
I think, are.
How
Maybe we should
about
let's just try to talk to him. Let's go with the we received a invitation via card.
giant ruby Bacard?
I can make you even more alluring than you already are, Vincent.
Ooh.
Ooh. I could give you some a nice. I could give you.
So how do we get his attention that we want to
Put
chat?
all this we can
He's-
into it.
Let's just go for it.
All right.
Let's just go talk to him. And then if push comes to shove, then we'll push and shove.
Well, so I'll.
And punch and kick and stab
Yeah, all those things.
and kill an ancient protector of a city.
Let's hope we don't have to.
Hopefully it won't
yeah.
come to that, but they did lay the first threat.
Yeah, so I'll cast Enhance Ability and give Vincent the Fox. It's the Eagle's Splendor. He has advantage on all charisma checks.
And when he gets right close and he's about to do the talking, I'll slap guidance on him, kind of lightly across the cheek.
Okay. The 4 of you, is Rollo invisible as usual?
Yeah, I would think that'd probably be the best option.
You all approach here,
Okay.
continuing on your way down the ruby red hallway, and the art pieces become more and more vibrant as you get to the exit. And when you exit the tunnel and come to the underbelly of the mountain, Aintu Brog is to your left. You hear his heaving form as he slumbers and murmurs a little bit while he snores.
I'm going to cast Hex on him and give disadvantage to any wisdom checks.
And I'll slap him, and I'll give him. I'll slap you, and give you guidance.
Okay. And then I'll say, hello there.
As you all are approaching, are you taking extra precautions to be quiet?
We're trying to keep him asleep until we get up there. Will it matter? Maybe.
Well, nonetheless, here you are. And so you say hello there. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Hello there. The giant
Right.
stands and turns, looking down at you all. He towers over you at about 25 feet tall.
You have a very respectable sort of bow, and I'm terribly sorry to awaken you, sir.
I was asleep. I was not.
Oh,
Of course.
well then.
I was merely thinking.
Well then, I apologize for interrupting your moment of thought. I am here with my traveling companions. We received.
Travelers. A
Yes.
magician. A fighter. A brawler. A cleric.
I mean, I'd like to think that we're a little bit more than that. Our brawler here is actually quite the jeweler.
Yes.
Um,
Aspiring jeweler.
yeah. This is yes. This is Frederick. He was invited to come here via Krembar. Sent us a piece of his artwork with some messengers as a token, if you will.
Krimbar's art is so beautiful.
It
What did you think of the
immaculate.
piece?
Wow.
I've never seen. Oh, I'm sorry, Frederick. Please.
As the aspiring jeweler, gotta say, finest quality I've seen yet, and I've been all around, and I couldn't even fathom how to begin to get it that ruby like that smooth and that intricate. It boggles my mind a bit, and
Yeah, and at such scale too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Smaller pieces are like almost easier to work with, but bigger. It's like a sculpture. That thing.
I find it easier to work on big pieces, but it is all a matter of perspective. And Vincent, will you please make a deception check?
Yes, and I have advantage on that.
You do.
Is that
And
right?
and guidance.
And guidance. Okay, deception with advantage and guidance. It's a good thing I've got. My goodness.
Oh, well.
So with advantage, with guidance, with my +7, I managed to pull a 19 out of that. Terrible rolls.
Well, Krimbar has not been sending many pieces out, and I find it most strange that he would have given a gift that I did not hear about. What was the gift?
There was I of course am not sure how exactly he did it, but some sort of a illusion within it of a warrior.
Yeah.
But the illusion reacts to. And we saw similar pieces on the way in. There was one with a dragon and some orcs in another piece. It was something similar to that style, but it contained a warrior inside of some sort, a soldier, I guess it was.
Could have been a cleric.
Like the ruby red hallway.
Yes, like those pieces.
He sent you such a magnificent piece.
He did.
Jealous.
I was surprised, when I saw that show up. I'm not expecting it at all, but I'm humbled.
Indeed.
Now, there is no market today.
Oh, really?
But you
When
said
it-
you're invited to study, but you do not know your way around a ruby, so that is somewhat confusing to me.
Well, it seems pretty straightforward to me, honestly. I mean, why would one come here to study something they already knew?
I did say I was aspiring.
A fair point. And will you please make a persuasion check, Vincent? You can make it with advantage.
Guidance only works once, right?
Yeah.
God, why am I rolling so bad? 12.
Well, little one, show me something that you have created.
Ooh,
Something.
show him that.
Have you carved something small?
Yes. I got this. Where is it? And I shuffle through, and I pull out the horsefly
Yes.
figurine, and I say, "This was made, and it is indeed magical. It was a raw. I believe it was a raw magical stone, and it was carved. And now, you want me to show you what it does?"
I believe I have an inkling as to what it does. May I examine it? I have a hard time seeing so far away.
Understandable. Here you go. And I hand him the figurine.
And he looks at your. Is this I forget. Is it made of jade?
It's the
Onyx.
Onyx jet,
Onyx.
a black material, black gem. One of them.
This.
Ebony. That's what it was. It was ebony.
That's right.
Well,
Yep.
you have some skill. I can allow you passage, but with nothing in writing, none of you can bring arms. Our students, they're pacifists.
Of course. Learning, not fighting.
What about you? Wearer of the metals. He looks down at you, Eric. You are comfortable leaving behind your armaments? I will ensure they return.
I mean,
Hard. It's the school is pacifist, and that's wonderful. It's just it was a dangerous trek to get up here, and these our friend here is a bit of has a bit of a soft spot for his equipment. He's a bit attached to some of it.
yeah.
I'd be happy to stow them in my bag and not remove them while we're in town, if that's your concern. They're as much tools as they are weapons.
True.
A bag they will fit in. Even I can see your bag is too small.
Sir,
Well,
you said yourself that we had a magician amongst us.
I'll pull them up out of my one at a time, and then drop them in my bag of holding.
Will you please make a persuasion check, Eric? You can make it with advantage, Eric.
I mean, the hammer is a crafting tool. A
The
magical
hammer?
tool.
And the pickaxe.
Ooh, 19?
Nice.
Both used for extracting ore and metals. And are technically tools.
Well, if these will fit in your bag, not be a nuisance. I'm not going to take every little pointy thing from you. But I can sense there is a great power in that hammer.
You're quite wise in the ways of the arcane, aren't you?
Oh, living
It's
around
actually
here for so
more of
long
a
now.
it's more of a mining instrument than it is a weapon, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
Mining.
Oh yeah.
It does have some magical qualities, but they're
Would you
not
like
geared
Would you like
towards
me to
battle.
demonstrate? I'm always very forthwith with
No.
my explanation,
Do not, please.
and I'll
Here
drop
we
them both in
mine
my
only
bag
the
of holding.
rubies of the deep, and we leave the mountain to herself,
Okay.
except
Oh.
for the rubies that we borrow.
Of course.
That is the law.
No
We can
mining.
respect that.
Borrow only rubies. I assume ask permission first.
Does Joffrey have any large weapons on him?
He's a frail
I
old
can't
man.
remember what he, I can't
Nothing,
remember what
just
he was.
just my staff.
Okay.
Well, tell me your real names, he commands. Perhaps he has guessed that you were lying, or perhaps not. It's hard to say. But he does put a strange emphasis on real names.
Real? Well, I suppose I haven't. I'm sorry. I only introduced you to Frederick. My name is Clarence. I am his aide. I help him with some of the magical qualities on some of the
With
items.
the talking.
Yeah,
And with the talking.
You're
I
the
do
talkative
talk.
one.
I'm not real good with the whole social thing. I'm more of a doer.
No, you better study the stonework.
I will do that.
Sort of his agent, we'll say.
And you, the metal wearer?
Oh, you can call me Eric.
Eric? Just Eric. Clarence,
Eric.
Frederick, and Eric. 3 vagrants with no family names. And you?
Oh, if you're so curious, I'm of the family Earlsdottir of the city of the Three Kingdoms.
Oh, Earlsdottir. I've heard that name.
We're a farming family, but our goods travel far and wide.
Yes, I have heard the name. And Brother Joffrey introduces himself as a cleric of Therazessa. Brother Joffrey.
If you would you like my last name for the record, or
If you have one, I would have it.
Name's Frederick Lamar. I did grow up in in the Three Kingdoms. I lived around there for a long while. I know I'm a wood elf. It's weird that I would...
traveled all this way to study Frederick Lamar.
Yeah, it's Jewelcraft's been a very hard to get money in the Three Kingdoms for when I was growing up. So Jewelcraft was sort of the thing I did, a hobby of mine.
It is so hard to sell art in the Three Kingdoms. They have so many pieces there by so many artists. They're big on local work.
The market is so saturated out there.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Really, I know, and it's so commercialized. I mean,
it's plebeians doing it.
It should be about the art, and
Well,
it's just not. It's sad.
You've come to the right place to get an education in the proper arts.
About 150 years ago, Jewelcraft was really amping up for a second. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll get on that, and I started learning the trade and all that, and I started selling my goods. But 50 years later, it kind of died down, and
the bubble popped.
And paintings were popular again, and canvas and all that.
Oh yes, what is your favorite work by Crinbar? I must ask.
Well, I saw the dragon one. The Eternal Flame, was it called?
Oh yes.
Yes. Gave me quite a fright.
Some say that is his finest work.
Oh,
I think some would be correct.
yeah.
You should have seen the students when he unveiled it.
Oh, if it was my first time seeing it, it would have been a hoot.
They thought they were being burnt alive, and they loved every second.
Frederick had the same moment. I had to shake him out of it a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was so enraptured.
Yeah.
Well, you must be a true artist, then.
Indeed.
Well, if you have agreed to all this, I will put word to the professors and just clear that you have really been invited, Frederick Lamar.
Thank you.
Yes, I should know in a few hours. Would you care to wait here and discuss art with me?
Do you have any base tips for Jewelcraft? Things they wouldn't teach you in this, experience type things, or?
Oh, well, I could show you something I've been working on. And he gestures to the wall behind him, and carved into the wall is the figure of a slender stone giant, standing tall and proud. That is Crinbar. in his glory.
Mhm.
I'm carving it as a gift. I will carve others around the fire as well.
That is quite impressive.
Would you take them out of the walls afterwards, or is this a leave-in situation, kind of like a mural of some sort?
This is a very delicate situation. I do not want to take from the mountain.
Right.
If you
Mural
do good
it is.
enough work, it will add to the mountain.
Okay.
Increase the
So
appeal overall.
you're adding to the mountain by taking away, and so that's why it's
Yeah.
Taking very discerningly, Master Vincent. I
You
would
got-
not expect you to understand it fully.
you
No.
receive a gift from the mountain in form of ruby, and you make it into something great and wonderful for all to, appreciate and view, and therefore the mountain grows more.
And Dane too has
Also-
an economy to support.
real quick. Did he actually just call me
I'm sorry.
by my
I apologize.
real name, or
I
did-
automatically
No,
went
no,
to Vincent
it's-
instead of
and
Master
that's
Clarence.
fine. I just wanted to make sure, because okay.
No, my bad. I have your guys' names here. He's
No,
refers to you as
it's-
Master Clarence. Yes.
Okay. I was like, oh, okay.
Things got real. Things got real,
No,
real quick.
No, my bad. So, yeah, seems to be enjoying this conversation about art and whatnot. Although he does have an air of superiority to him. And,
As I'd expect.
after some time, the snake that he had sent comes back, and this snake whispers into his ear. He looks down at the three of you and says, some of you have been completely honest. Thank you. And the rest of you may pass. All of you may pass.
Can I make an insight check real quick to see if he has learned our identities, our names?
You can.
Okay. Let's make an insight. An 8.
It's unclear, but he does seem a little bit
Disappointed.
put off by something. It's hard to pinpoint what. There are more than one deception at play here. But he rises and says, I've appreciated the discussion. Perhaps someday we will be friends. And he lifts the long rod that he had been using as a staff earlier to slumber on. He raises the rod to the ceiling and he pushes up, and a stone is lifted by his rod, and water trickles down from the ceiling and begins to form a line over the river of lava. And at points along the ceiling, there are stalagmites hanging from the ceiling.
I don't know
Perhaps,
what word it
if
is.
that is
I
the
don't-
right term.
I think so.
I
And
think so.
the water drips down the stalagmites as it reaches it and then travels beyond. And so what you have is a wall of water falling onto the lava, and a bridge of lava rock being formed as the water strikes the lava beneath it. And it will be a feat to cross it, but here is your bridge over the river of lava.
I real quick before we start going, I look up towards the giant stone giant, and I was like, "Do you have to do that every time?"
I love doing that.
All right, I'm just curious.
I mean, I have to admit that did look really cool.
Great entrance.
Yes,
you've
should
been-
make quite
you've
a
been-
splash.
He's funny too.
Man's
You've
got
been-
jokes.
You've been kind and generous. Thank you for sharing your art with us, and thank you for everything.
Well, thank
day.
you. Maybe we will get to know each other better.
That sounds wonderful.
Enjoy your time in Ain 2. Just holler when you need to leave.
I will yell as loud as I can, and I say au revoir and goodbye in Dwarven and start walking across the bridge.
And so the water is pouring from the ceiling to cool the magma, and there is some magic at play as well. But there is this bridge of stone that appears across the river of lava, and it's slowly drifting with the magma river. But you all are able to cross the river safely, the river that has been provided to you by Aintu Brog. And you have reached the city of Aintu, and class must have just let out because you see a number of people coming from one of the buildings in the school, their hands dirty with clay and paint, and there is a large group before you.
Halfway on the bridge, leaning towards the city, I go over to Vince. It's like, Frederick, really?
I'm sorry. I know it was terrible. It's just what came to my head.
That guy knows who we are now. He knows our true identity.
I know. I don't know, man.
He said maybe we can be really can be friends. That hurt my soul, man. That's what I'm good at, is making friends.
Listen, if everything goes smoothly and we're able to walk out of here without any trouble, then we can stop on the way out and we'll apologize for the lie and just move forward. Okay.
Yeah.
I just,
You panicked.
yeah.
Frederick Lamar is going to be my pen name now, though. It's going to be memorable.
I think you should keep that as anytime we go alter ego. That's your person.
Traveling artist,
Traveling artist Frederick Lamar. I love it.
That's me. That's me. I look at the crowd of people that are right there, and I try to find a young man. That man may be around his 20s, maybe younger. And I'll see who the youngest I can see, and I might approach him.
There are mostly dwarves here. There are some drow, some deep elves. There are a couple of humans here and there, and Sverfniblin, just a few that you notice. Most of the humans that you spot are all keeping to themselves and seem to be walking in a hurried manner.
Right.
Do you have a preference as to what kind of person you want to approach?
A young person, and
Who's
preferably one that is more open. Doesn't matter if he's dwarven or not, or human or not. Just a young person.
I think you find a dwarf who looks like a youngish dwarf, but I think a young dwarf would be still pretty old.
75.
Young in my terms. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody's young in your terms.
There's a group of young dwarves standing in a circle playing Rocky Sack.
I walk up to him and I start speaking in dwarves, like, "Yo, what up? You want some very warm wine?"
Yeah, is it Crinbar?
No, it's an out of state. It's Brother John's.
No, man. I mean, is it Crinbar?
I'll be honest with you guys. I just arrived here. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know.
I
I'm
guess
sorry.
we'll have to try the wine and see if it's Crinbar or not. What do you guys think? And the guy gladly accepts the bottle of wine, takes a swig, and passes it around the circle.
Crimbar or nah?
Two of the guys look at each other. One guy says, Crimbar.
Crimbar? Sweet. Yo, pass that real quick.
Yeah, that's pretty Crimbar. He hands
Take
it
a
back
big-
to you.
Take a big swig, and I stop, and it's like, I only got so much. This stuff's, I don't know. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. It's that good. It's like good celebration wine.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah.
know all about fine wine.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, that's nice, but pull out my bottle of whiskey.
Oh,
This,
are we?
This is Crenbar.
Are
Right
we
here.
are we competing now? Is that it?
Not competing, just you
What's
know,
your What's your fake
sharing.
name?
One of the dwarfs with a handlebar mustache and a
For the
handlebar
the
mustache.
record, Vincent, you'd still have advantage on charisma stuff.
Oh yeah.
Good to remember.
That's what it is. I'm just feeling myself right now. I'm
Last
just,
an hour. So.
What's up, guys?
That's right. Pick your guns.
It's his best self right now.
A dwarf with a handlebar mustache and too much mustache grease steps forward and reaches out his arm to you, Vincent. That's more my style.
Yeah.
There seems to be a divide here between the wine drinkers and the whiskey drinkers.
Do I have whiskey? I have a whiskey, but I don't want to share it.
Because Silverado, you were passing around a fine wine from
Brother
John's
John's.
Orchard.
Yeah, I stopped recording how much I have because I was drinking so much of it.
And will you guys make insight checks?
Sure. Man, they got their own lingo.
All of us, just those guys.
You, the three of you, please.
Okay.
13.
22. These are my people. These are my people.
Well,
What's up, fellow students?
Yo, Clarence, that's not Crimbar.
Silverado, you recognize that these guys, they don't know if that's good wine or not, but they definitely want you to think that they know what good wine is. And Vincent, looks like that dwarf probably enjoys a good glass of whiskey as much as you do, or as much as the next dwarf.
Who doesn't?
Anyway, I'm a new student in town. I was trying to, get my bearings about what's all over.
Wait, what'd you say your name was? Oh, I think Bodhi is lagged out here. He's in this really cool pose.
Oh no. He's stuck in Tai Chi.
It's hard to mirror images. Darn it! So I think we lost Silverado here.
Shoot.
But anyhow,
he bit his tongue and stunning striked himself.
The group of students here seem friendly enough, but their conversation quickly turns to subject matter that you recognize they're talking about sculpting, but you're not really sure what they're saying. They seem to be really into themselves and their whole thing here.
So it's safe to say this conversation's going nowhere, basically, for us.
Yeah, probably, unless you guys had anything kind of specific you're looking to get out of it.
Do you guys study under Krimbar? Krimbar himself?
Oh, well, you must be new here.
Totally.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Can't
Just
you
came over
tell?
the bridge.
I kind of give myself an up and down. Like, do I look like I'm from around here?
Well, Krimbar hasn't been given private lessons, really. I mean, to a select few, but just the best among us. Yeah. Actually, I haven't seen the ones that he's been training in a week or so. Yeah.
What does somebody do if they want to get an audience with him?
With Krimbar? Oh, man, you asking that is so Krimbar. Audience with Krimbar. Well, his time is really valuable. He's working on this new technique. Rumor is he perfected it. He's just waiting to unveil it. He's shown us some pieces, but so I guess he has something really spectacular ready. But as far as meeting, I've never even seen Krim. Have you guys seen Krimbar? And no. Well, I think I saw him on orientation when I came, and I was getting a tour. And the guy who thinks he saw him doesn't sound very sure of himself.
Silverado just sent us a message. He wants us to ask about the jewelry classes. That's what he was trying to get to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his computer crashed. He's reloading.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm Silverado. I'm Frederick. Where are the jewelry classes at? When do those meet?
Well, yeah. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, you're here as a student, but you don't know about the classes. But I mean,
Again, just got here.
I'm just an escort. I'm not a.
Well, jewelry is once a week.
Once a week, okay.
Yeah, hey, are you taking jewelry, man? There's a dwarf that is studying to learn how to create jewelry, and he can give you some details of when the class takes place and who the professor is.
Okay, great. Yeah, I imagine Silverado would want to talk to him about that.
Yeah, we're gonna probably get going to the pub, though. I mean,
Yeah, sure, man.
probably see
What
you
was you
guys
guys?
over there.
Yeah, we'll probably see you around. What was your names?
Oh, yeah, I'm. Ronson. Ronson? Is that really what I want to go with here? Ronson. Gosh, on the spot.
Like
So bad
you said
names.
it. You said it. It's canon.
Depends how long you want him to be alive.
If Silverado has to be French,
How
you
good-
have to be Ron. He has to be Ron.
How good of a name he needs depends on how long he's going to be alive.
All right, Ronson. Well,
a good dwarf name here, actually. Wow, the fantasynamegenerators.com is pretty clutch for that. This is Demoth Greatstone.
Demoth Greatstone. All right, Demoth. Listen, man, thanks for your information. It's nice to meet you. And yeah, I'm sure we'll see you around.
Yeah, hope to see you at the pub later.
Absolutely. Get good in Crembar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bring some of that whiskey, man. That's pretty good stuff.
Always.
And I have admitted Bodhi here back to the game. Let's see if he joins in here. I don't know. His Zoom has been a little funky tonight.
Well, Vincent, it sounds like it's can be a chore to even get the Steve Crinbar.
Yeah. What we got to figure out is who we can get to easily that can in turn get us to Crinbar
Yeah.
easily. Like who's closest to him that's easiest to access.
They did say that some are studying under him, but sounds almost like a special program.
Yeah, and they haven't seen them in over a week.
That
That's
doesn't
some
bode
red flags.
Sounds like Picard and his buddies were studying under him.
That's what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
that would be most terrible. We never learned anything about the men Picard was journeying with.
Not yet.
No, I'm assuming they were students of Brahms in some form.
I wonder if we'll learn more about them here. Picard must have
Maybe,
made it here in some fashion. Of
maybe
his own
we,
will,
maybe-
I wonder.
Maybe we can get some more information at the pub.
Pub is usually a good place to get some info. That's
Yeah.
true.
And a pint.
Should we get a room at the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a room, get a base of operations, and then what time of day is it at this point?
You all have been journeying for a good full day here. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what time because you are far beneath the earth. It's probably evening time on the
Okay.
surface.
So yeah, let's get a room. Maybe go over to the pub.
Maybe get a meal and
Yeah, start working our way in with the locals.
It seemed nice
And,
enough.
Yeah,
that's a smart idea.
yeah. I think let's not push things too far tonight. Let's just focus tonight on maybe making some contacts, meeting some people, and then we can get a good night's rest. And then we can, maybe try to find Crimbar tomorrow.
I like that idea.
Okay, and then because we're having a little bit of trouble with Bodhi, that's probably a good place to end the adventure for the evening. So you guys have made it to the underground city of Aintu, the College of Aintu, the College for Artists here. who study the works of Krinbar. And looks like you have a little bit of a task ahead of you here as you seek to gather more information and try to gain an audience with Krinbar himself, or at least learn more about how to see him. So thank you everybody for hanging out tonight on the Heroes Era. And then remember, we have our giveaway going on. So if you would like a nice holiday gift of a Dungeons and Dragons book, just follow the stream. Follow us on Twitter at the Heroes Era and on Instagram at _Heroes Era. And you will be entered into potentially receive this gift of a Dungeons and Dragons book. So hope everybody has a good week. And until next time, the adventure continues.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Ben, anybody that's listening and is just kind of getting cut up, don't forget to check out our podcast on Spotify or wherever you get podcasts. Yes. They're pretty great. It's fun re-listening to our old stuff. I'm enjoying listening to them. Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I'm trying to put them out every week on time and get as much editing and bells and whistles as I can on each episode. So
doing good. Podcast. We got YouTube. We got all the socials. Follow us for the great memes. And
definitely.
Oh, and you could also subscribe here. Why not? Maybe.
Hey, yeah, there's an idea.
Yeah,
that would be a time.
That would be, dude. You have no idea how subscribing on this channel super Krimbar.
Yeah, it's totally Krimbar.